All right, let's talk to the experts. If you have high blood pressure, diabetes, insomnia, or weight gain, you may have a deficiency in magnesium.
All big issues, and according to the National Institute of Health, over 70% of Americans are deficient in magnesium, with the greatest deficiency seen among African Americans. So we have registered dietitian Lori Meyer here. She's with us this afternoon. So why are we so deficient in magnesium?
You know, there's a lot of reasons, but the big reason is our diet. We eat a lot of processed foods, and processed foods just don't have a lot of magnesium. It's all been taken out. But there's other reasons, and I was telling you, a big one is stress. And the more stress that you have, the more magnesium is depleted. Your body just uses a lot of magnesium.
There's none of that in this building, so we're good.
not too much anywhere, right?
And
certain medications will deplete it, and chronic illness can. Magnesium is so important, and yet we don't pay enough attention to it. It's involved in over 300 different systems in the body. Every organ seems to depend on magnesium. In order for you to digest food and absorb nutrients, you need magnesium. The heart has to have magnesium to function, and they find every type of heart disease has a magnesium association. You can't make insulin if you don't have magnesium. So it's such an important mineral.
But I don't think doctors are talking about it when you go in for your annual physical.
It's not
something you get checked on the blood panel,
included.
Right?
No, it's not always included. And if you suspect that you are magnesium deficient, you might want to go in and get checked, or at least start doing something proactively. I put together a list, since not many people are getting checked, so we can kind of take a look at what some of these symptoms are. So leg or foot cramps, well, we get those quite a bit. Muscle twitches and spasms, restless legs, palpitations can all be symptoms. Trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, sensitivity to loud noises, ringing in the ears. If you're doing a lot of sighing.
Well, irritability, tension.
But maybe that's the stress, you know?
Right.
Migraine headaches, kidney stones, weight gain, constipation. So might say, if you have 4 of these, you really have a magnesium deficiency already. If you have just a couple of them, you want to start looking at magnesium in your diet.
So tell us, how can we get more magnesium in our diet?
It's unprocessed foods. So a lot of the greens, whole grains, beans, nuts, and seeds are the way to go. So I have just a couple of examples. I have a spinach salad or a lettuce salad. The spinach salad, 75 milligrams of magnesium. The lettuce, only 4 milligrams of magnesium. That's the lettuce.
Okay.
Here I have greens, kale or chard versus cucumbers. Again, 75 milligrams in the kale or the chard, only 4 in the cucumbers. I have broccoli and carrot. You get about 51 in the broccoli, only about 4 in the carrot.
Cooked or uncooked?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You
don't lose a
Here
nutrient.
I have an omelet, and for breakfast, instead of having a donut for breakfast, have an omelet. Put some greens in the omelet, because you're getting 75 milligrams right there.
Right.
The donut, you're getting maybe 11. Well, it depends on how big your donut is.
Right. This is true.
Here I have quinoa. This is a red quinoa or rice. Quinoa, one of the grains with the highest amount of magnesium. You get about almost 60 milligrams in that, and the rice you're getting, maybe 7.
I think a lot of it has to do with introducing these ideas into people's diet and finding great ways to cook them.
Finding ways to cook them, but making it more of your regular diet, more of your habit. Here I have white bread, not much. Banana, the highest magnesium fruit is banana.
Like
Apples aren't bad, but banana's great.
Chocolate,
4 times as much. Dark chocolate, 35, none in
always
other
a
candy.
good reason to eat
And
dark
then
chocolate.
your nuts over a pretzel is going to be a better way to go.
Always good to know. Thank you for that. Got a question for our experts? Email them at asktheexpert@today'stmj4.com. You can also leave a voicemail right there. The number's on the screen.